Alright, welcome back everyone. This is of course your number one airdrop hunter LL, and as we discussed, we are going to be diving into the ICP ecosystem today. And this is actually quite vibrant blockchain. There's a lot of development going around. There's a lot of Web3 social identity products. We have a lot of gaming things. We have a lot of dapps which are related to NFTs, and then there's a lot of like these developer tools, framework stuff for users and developers alike, snippets and that type of stuff. So there's actually a lot of things going around on ICP. It's a big market cap product, but it maybe don't have as many users on the blockchain as of right now, sadly. So maybe after they kind of build up their DeFi ecosystem, maybe that will be changing. But let's kind of start off what is going on ICP and what are those potential airdrops. Now, as I said, there's a lot of different dapps, and I went through most of them. Some of them already have their tokens, and some of them seem to be too small to actually like issuing their own tokens. So I did a very selective list of actual potential candidates here. And I do want to remind people that when we are talking about chains like ICP and things out of the EVM IBC circle, the airdrops are never really as large, like 4-digit things rarely happen on other blockchains because they're kind of a lot more smaller ecosystems, so the valuations are not really there. But it doesn't mean you should stop doing things or stop farming, because these are very underfarmed chains. And before we start with our list, I do want to remind people to actually go into my spreadsheet, which I've been working for on a daily basis, new updates coming in every day. And if you want to find newest airdrops and ongoing airdrops, which you can farm right now free or etc., this is definitely the spreadsheet you want to look into. But let's get started with our first entry, which is Bitfinity, which is EVM related. So I think they have raised like $8 million right now, which is a good amount of money for EVM chain. These EVM chains are popping out like left and right at this point, but that means that there's a lot of like airdrop potential with these. And this is not even, I believe, on testnet phase as of right now. There's some big partners here like Polychain Capital. Infinity has done grants throughout them. And there's going to be obviously testnet coming in, and they have their own form of dapps here. And we can actually look a bit of that dApp ecosystem here, and I'm going to link this also in the description. And these are potentially products here which might do an airdrop, like their own wallet could be involved with the Bitfinity token. We have things like, which I do believe are ChapSwap and CoinBrain. Well, that's probably not going to be doing ChapSwap. And what else do we have that is native to this blockchain? NeuroBridge, so that's probably going to be what you want to be using. And Anima seems to be one thing, and CKBTC seems to be, well, actually they have probably already their token. So there's a couple of different things being built out already on Bitfinity EVM, and those are going to be things you want to be interacting in order to get this Bitfinity EVM token. Now, there's another criteria which I will talk about in a second, which is probably going to be getting portion of the tokens. Obviously, things that usually get you eligible are running nodes and doing transactions on the testnet, and obviously doing multitude of transactions after bridging as well. And then there is also this, I wanted to mention this as well, there's this curated list of ICP dApps. There's a lot of different projects here on cycle.io, and you might find different things here which may not have their tokens, or something that might issue a token like an NFT project or something like that, or a DAO or something. So it might be worth looking if you want to do a deeper dive, what we're going to be doing here today on ICP. And we discussed about the potential criteria, and it has been highly speculated and almost confirmed at this point that the Infinity Canister holders are going to be getting portion of this NFT, of the Bitfinity airdrop. So right now, I would suggest buying out one of these. These are kind of expensive, not needs to be understood, and then obviously there might be some further utility. So there's obviously the chance that the canister price will crash after the airdrop happens. So you have to be very careful when you're calculating these NFT holder airdrops. I've done a couple of them in the past, and you have to really think about like, okay, if I'm buying 42, which is the floor right now, what is going to be the value of the airdrop? Is that going to be the same amount as 42 ICP? Probably not. And if that is going to be the valuation, how much the canisters are going to be crashing in price after the airdrop is happening. Maybe 50%, maybe 25%. So you have to kind of calculate that. Is that going to be a good exchange in terms of the value? But that's probably going to be one of the criterias. Very, very, very likely. And Yuku is an NFT marketplace, and there are a couple of different things here which you can do. Obviously, is do your own NFTs and sell NFTs and buy NFTs. And that's going to be probably a criteria if they are going to be doing their own token at some point, which probably would be pretty good for them. I mean, in general, you want to have NFT drops happening or NFT campaigns to basically drive user base. Marketing seems to be a big problem for ICP right now. I don't see it being talked about a lot in Twitter or the dapps and etc. Like, it really doesn't come into my feeds, and that tells about like the marketing is going wrong, or they have an echo chamber where they're marketing inside of. So Yuku could be one place. And then we have Yumi, which I do believe is part of Yuku, but this is a KYC-based exchange. You have to actually do KYC in order to be able to trade on this platform. And a lot of people probably don't want to do that, but it is one option that you can do. And there are probably a lot of, well, there's a lot of actually, main ICP based projects are being launched here. There's a launchpad, obviously. They are also selling physical gold linked to an NFT. So NFTs back to gold. That's pretty cool in my opinion, but I kind of like to have my gold in physical form. And then there's this Shiku thing, which is a metaverse foundation in Switzerland. And then there's going to be a landowners. And these are going to be getting an airdrop of NFTs and tokens. I don't know if these have happened as of right now, or are they over? But okay, this link is not even working here. Are any of these works? Okay, so I don't know if these have exit scammed or what. But this is another exchange where you could garner volume in order to be eligible for a potential token. And they seem to have OATs and things like that. And these are also things you want to really collect in general whenever you're going to be, these are popping out in Galaxy or anywhere else. Another NFT marketplace is done by Tonic. Tonic also has their developer team, which have also done their own wallet. There was the Motoko Ghost actually had like an airdrop 2 weeks ago. So it's sad that I didn't do this video earlier because I could have covered these in the airdrop. But this is one project which did an airdrop of like a meme token or something like that by a very well-known artist in the ICP ecosystem. Also designed the ICP logo. And here's the same thing. You want to do trades, sells, maybe participate on the launch pads. And that's probably going to be the criteria for the Tonic's airdrop if they're going to be doing that. This is fully decentralized though, so I don't know if there's actually use for a token, but it wouldn't hurt. I would love to see a lot more NFT marketplaces issuing their tokens and like distributing fees or something like to the token holders. Then we have Entropot, and this is probably the oldest NFT marketplace on ICP right now. And it seems to be using the same technology, as you can see, like it's the same open source technology. And this is definitely the one that you also want to use. I don't know if they're going to be launching a token. Once again, you want to deploy your own tokens, create your own tokens, sell and buy NFTs here. And they also have a launch pad. So there are things that are launching here as well, which might be worth for the flip or worth for potential airdrop criteria. I mean, launch pads. I've never seen an airdrop which has said like, oh, you participate in launch pads, here's some tokens. I haven't seen that, but that is also a possibility. But I think Entropot might be like one of the largest by volume. Don't quote me on that, but it might be possible. And I remember that there was the D-mail NFTs were also issued on ICP, which you got an airdrop or basically holding that, which I, by the way, predicted on the D-mail video that I did. So congratulations who bought those expensive D-mail things and got basically the airdrop for that. But let's move on. And then we have a couple of wallets here. We have ICP SIG. This is a multi-sig experience on ICP. And that's, well, very self-explanatory. It seems to be very similar to the one that I was using on Solana Squad, and I think there's going to be a lot more of these multisigs and wallets in general which are going to be planning to do airdrops in the future as it's becoming the norm, as like things like MetaMask and Phantom and all of these big wallets are gearing up to do airdrops. And this is still seem to be kind of like early on here. There's upcoming features coming on, so you're kind of early on the ICP SIG if you're going to be participating on this one. Then we have 2 other wallets. We have Stoic. This also is done by Tonic Labs. And this is very self-explanatory. You create a wallet. You can link your ICP identity. This is something you can do for free. Probably they're not going to do their own airdrop, but probably something good and easy to have on the chain, so I recommend doing that. I haven't used the Stoic wallet myself, as I'm using Plug, which I will talk about in a second, so I don't know what else other criteria could possibly be on the Stoic wallet, so I wouldn't count on too much. If there's not a swap feature inbuilt on the dApp, then this wallet probably is not going to be doing a token release at any point. And then lastly, we have Plug, which is my favorite and the one wallet that I like using basically on the ICP ecosystem. It has mobile versions and obviously extension versions on Chrome, Firefox, and Brave. Pretty easy to use, and the criteria that's likely going to happen here is going to be swapping. So doing swaps inside this wallet. It's still in alpha phase, by the way, so very early on. And that's likely going to be the criteria for the Plug. I don't know how else they could be basically doing criterias. Maybe there is some social media products on Galaxy or elsewhere, which could be potentially leading into an eventual airdrop. And then our very last entry here is Finterest, which is a lending protocol on ICP. And as I was going through the dApps, I really saw very much of a lack in the DeFi protocols. I don't know if that's the building focus of ICP, be gaming and NFTs only, or there's just not really any DeFi things being built on right now. Like there was like barely any DEXs, and those already had tokens. So this might be the only lending protocol right now. This is on very beta, so you got to be really careful about actually providing any supply here. And you just keep supply, and then you're going to be confirming. I'm going to be putting just a small amount here to test it out and just like being seeing. And as you can see, there's no token here. All the lending protocols will eventually have a token. It makes no sense to have a sustainable lending protocol without a token. So assume that at some point we are going to be seeing something happening. And okay, apparently, as I said, it's on various testing phases, so it didn't actually go through. So there might be a lot of bugs, and as you can see, it is development only. So careful with interacting with this one. But that's basically my rundown. I think the big thing to focus on is the Bitfinity, and maybe after the DeFi thing builds up, there's probably going to be more airdrops upcoming on ICP potentially in the future. That's like cross-chain interactions are going to be happening because you're able to bridge from ICP to Bitfinity in the future. And also I think there was a bridge from Ethereum as well. So yeah, these are coming soon. So these are going to be probably likely criterias happening on the Bitfinity. But this is likely going to be the big thing you want to focus on. And in order to be eligible for it, wait for the upcoming testnet stuff, and then obviously buy the canister if you can afford it. I mean, these are pretty expensive. 42 ICP is not exactly chump change, but I'm probably going to be picking out a one and see where it goes. But that's basically my rundown of the ICP ecosystem. There are a lot of other things in the ecosystem which you can explore. There's a good page in the website where it is participate. Yeah, here we go. So you can find out a big list of different dApps that are being built out. I went through all of these, and probably I missed out on some potential ones, but a lot of things being built out, and some of them might be airdropping in the future or doing NFT drops or something else. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next airdrop video. Will be coming out really soon, so I will be seeing you on the next video. Cheers.